Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode here on the MIgardener channel. I got little baby Geneva with me today. Mrs. MIgardener is in the house getting stuff ready for lunch, and I think she's writing some thank you cards. So she's busy, but I'm watching Geneva today. I figure we get some sun, get some vitamin D, and get her out in the garden. And here, want a pepper? Want a pepper? Here. You can hold the pepper if you want. It's not hot, don't worry. It's a sweet pepper. Here. I mean, you can't eat it, obviously. So, no? Okay. So what I came out to the garden to do today for all of you was to do a breakdown on the total cost of the garden. This is a question that has come up so regularly that I wanted to do a video on it, because I wanted to make sure that the truth was out there about how much a garden of this size costs. There's a lot of speculation, and on a couple forums people were actually asking how much did the MIgardener garden cost. So it's actually a question that people have such a they have such a burning desire to know that they're actually talking about it on forums. I mean, all you had to do was ask me, I would have told you. and a lot of people did ask, and it just took a long time to do a breakdown, of the actual costs. But I wanted to do that today in a video for you all to show you that it is possible and you can in fact do it. So I'm going to break it down by the different things. So the beds are obviously the elephant in the room. The beds were the most expensive component. The beds cost right around $750 for all the beds. That includes the galvanized steel rings. Those were about $35 a piece. So those were the largest chunk of the cost, actually. The beds themselves are 48 square feet. And of the 48 square feet, that only cost us right around $25. So we're talking like about 50 cents a square foot, roughly, for the raised beds. And then the soil only cost us roughly around $100, because we used mostly soil from the existing garden, and we showed you how to do that. We brought up the old soil, put it in the beds, and then amended it with some fertilizer, which we'll get into. But the estimated cost for the soil to top off the beds was about $10 a bed. And so more like around between $150 and $200 for the soil to top it off. So now you're up to $750 and about $150, so $900 so far. And then the mulch here was free. The mulch was basically just mulch that we got from a tree company. We paid for gas to get it out here, so that was $75 to have the entire thing loaded up. So that's $975. And then the plants were free. We really, I mean, it's such a nominal cost. I mean, we're talking maybe $10 to $15 in actual vegetable seed that we used. So that's really inexpensive, especially because we used 99-cent seed from MIgardener.com. So maybe $15 to $20 in seed for that. And then fertilizer was the next biggest thing, which was about $5 a bed. We used about 1.5 pounds of trifecta per bed, and so we're talking about $5 per bed, about $50 total. So our all-in cost for this garden, and water is free. We actually have a well that we pull right from Lake Huron, so a lot of people on the lake have that benefit, even people inland quite a bit. If you drill a well down far enough, you actually hit Lake Huron and the water table underneath. So a lot of people here have free water that they get, and it's unchlorinated. It's great water, and so we're able to have free water. So the all-in cost of this year's garden was right around $1,050 to do it all. Now again, that is for 20 beds, actually 23 beds total, 20 raised beds and 3 of the galvanized steel rings. So I'm definitely pleased with that. I definitely think that that's something that is scalable if you want to do far less than that. Obviously, you can use this as a scale. So if you want to do 10 beds, it's going to cost about half that cost. And you can find the resources. We used basically resources that everybody can find, nothing special. And we showed you how to do it the entire way. But $1,050 for this was not bad at all. Hey, there's a little honeybee. Geneva, do you see it? See it right there? Oh, right there. It's a little honeybee. So again, you know, $1,050 is the all-in cost for this year's garden, and I don't calculate my time into it because this for me is therapy. This for me is inspiring you all to grow a garden, and this is, you know, this is the reality. I did it as cheap as possible, and I can certainly say that that I did it as cheaply as possible, and so I feel like it's pretty fair that a garden of this size should cost around $1,000. But that's all initial investment. Next year it's going to be basically free. We're going to put maybe $100 to $150 in this entire garden in seed and fertilizer and stuff like that. That, you know, just as basic maintenance that you're gonna have to do anyways. But this year we produced well over $3,000 in vegetables. So if you're looking at a return of you know, 3 times your money, I have no problem with that whatsoever. That is a great return. We got $3,000 in vegetables we didn't have to buy. We were able to give people produce. We were able to donate to the soup kitchen. So it made it well worth it. And that initial investment is going to carry on for 5-7 years, as long as these beds will last, and then we'll just do it all over again. We'll just put the boards back in place where they were, and we'll be fine. So there you go. There is the total cost of this garden. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I do highly recommend to look at the cost versus the production that you're going to get, because I think a lot of gardeners, they get afraid by the initial cost. And it was intimidating for me. Cindy and I had saved up for a while. We saved up for a good 2 years for this. We had this planned for 2 years. We just kept putting money away. We had a little extra money, and eventually we're able to afford it. And that's the same with you. You know, it's not something that you have to put $1,000 down right away. You can build up to it. You can do 10 beds and 10 beds. You can do 5 beds, 5 beds, 5 beds, and 5 beds if you want. And so you can scale it in small increments, and you kind of know what the estimated cost is. So we're gonna get out of the sun. I think we got enough vitamin D today for Geneva. And what do you think, Geneva? What do you have to say? What do you have to say to everybody? Huh? Say, grow big or go home. All right. Hey, I hope you all enjoyed. Hopefully y'all learned something new, and we'll talk to y'all later. This is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home. We'll catch you later. See ya. Bye. Look it. There's thousands of people watching you. Yeah? Is that scary? Is that frightening? Yeah. I just want a nap.